Welcome back to Jurist Speaks. In the previous video, I was talking about the positives of the legal profession, how the society is impacted by the legal profession. Does this mean that there are no criticism against the legal profession? Absolutely not. There is a lot of criticism against the legal profession. For instance, lawyers are called the defeaters of law, not the protectors of law, but the defeaters of law and a mockery of his majesty. Back in the old days, Shakespeare said, "Kill all the lawyers." Jonathan Swift, in his book Gulliver's Travels, wrote, "There is a society of men amongst us, that is the advocates, who are bred in their youth in the art of proving that black is white and white is black according as they are paid. This society has their peculiar cant and jargon through which they have conceded the very essence of truth and falsehood, so that it will take 30 years to decide whether the land left me by my ancestors belongs to me or to a stranger 300 miles away." There you go. So in this video, I'll be trying to break down some of the criticisms, trying to disprove some of the claims against the legal profession. So let us begin. This claim is not true. The duty of an advocate is not to create disputes, but to assist the people in the settlement of disputes. They are the ultimate peacemakers, believe you me. See, law itself is concerned with the settlement of disputes. Most of the enactments are made to avoid the creation of new disputes. Unfortunately, the lawyer is blamed for many defects of the law or for any procedural defects. When they say the lawyer will create new disputes, it is as if the lawyer will go to the people and create family problems. He will go to the people and create property disputes. When the dispute arises, the people approach the advocate and he will represent them in the court of law and relief will be granted. How is the advocate creating the disputes? Dean Roscoe found that is why he called law as social engineering. That means balancing the conflicting interest in the society. There are individual interests and general interest. Individual interest says, I want to steal, I want to rob, or I want to stab someone. General interest says, stealing is wrong, robbing somebody is wrong, one should not kill one another. So when there is conflict between individual interest and general interest, law will settle those conflicts. That is why it is social engineering. And a lawyer is called as a social engineer. Just as the same way an engineer builds a dam or a bridge using his tools, lawyer uses the law to settle disputes in the society and builds the society. That is why he is called as a social engineer. We are also engineers, social engineers, that's all. And we are paid less. This once again is a misconception. Whatever the profession, it can be practiced in a proper way or in an unprofessional manner. It is wrong to assume that all members of the legal profession will behave in an ideal manner. Similarly, it is wrong to judge the profession based on the actions of few individuals. Whichever profession, whether it is doctor, engineer, entrepreneur, just because a few are bad doesn't mean that the whole profession is bad. It is unfair to judge the profession because of wrongdoings of few individuals. As a wise man said once, just like there are spots in the sun, there are blemishes in the bar. And critics talk about lawyers are liars. I mean, come on. Are we in school again? Are we in school again? The duty of an advocate is to represent the client, whether good or bad. That is how the system is. That is why the advocates are paid. No one questions the morality of a doctor when he treats a cancer patient, HIV patient, or a person having liver problems. For instance, a person may, because of his immoral acts, he may have contracted HIV. A person, because of his excessive drinking, may have liver problems. A person, because of smoking or some other thing, may have cancer. No one questions the morality of a doctor saying, "Oh, you are such a bad doctor. You are such an immoral person treating such immoral people." Nobody says that to a doctor. But when it comes to an advocate, how dare you represent a criminal? See, whether the person is good or bad, accused or innocent, it is the duty of an advocate to represent his or her client. A lawyer should not impose his morality on the client. The duty to judge is placed on the judge. He will do his part. An advocate will represent the client, and it is left to the judge to decide who is right and who is wrong. And also, people think that when the advocate presents before the court of law, it is his own opinion. Absolutely not. It is the opinion of the client. An advocate is just the mouthpiece of the client, representing the client. So people should realize this before making claims like this. Parasite. Which parasite? Venom, carnage, riot, scream? They did not specify, did they? See, these critics need to understand one thing. Legal profession is essential if the wheel of civilization has to move. There is no civilization without order. There is no order without the law. There is no law without the lawyers to interpret it. Rule of law is the supreme manifestation of civilization, and the lawyers will assist in maintaining rule of law in the society. That is why Justice McCarty said, "Can you imagine a situation where every litigant has to represent himself? Can you imagine a situation where every judge has to decide without the assistance of the advocates? Can you imagine a court without the bar?" John Davis has gone to another level and he has said that legal profession is better and far more superior than the medical profession. You know why? Because people approach the doctors only when they are sick, but at all times, at all places, to everyone, we all need justice. For justice to survive in society, we need the interpreters of law, we need the judges, and we also need the advocates. Enough said about these people. Parasite, the critic is the parasite. And talking about advocates do nothing to economic prosperity of the nation. If people are always fighting against each other, how can there be prosperity? Only when the disputes are settled, only when they are peaceful, that will bring prosperity. So definitely advocate will assist in settling disputes, in indirectly promote prosperity. Parasitical critic. This once again is a misconception. All the three, the advocates, police, and politicians, are supposed to work together for one common goal, that is justice and protecting the freedoms of the people. The politician who represents the people, advocates who represent the litigants, and the police who implement and enforce law and order in the society are supposed to work together for achieving this common goal. Cicero, not wrestler Cesaro, jurist Cicero has said, we are all slaves of the law so that we can be free. Think about this. And also, in another way of looking at this, the advocates will actually assist the society by fixing the mistakes done by the police and the politicians. When the politicians pass a new law, if it is not clear, if it is ambiguous, the advocates will assist the judges in interpreting that law. So that is how it will be enforced in the court of law. If the law itself is not clear, how can it be made applicable to the people? The advocate will fill that loophole. Secondly, when the police wrongly accuse someone, when the police wrongly arrest someone, or when they torture someone, all these mistakes will be corrected in the court of law with the assistance of the advocates. The police may be punished, he may be suspended, or directions may be whatever it is. So when these two commit mistakes, it can be fixed with the assistance of the advocates. So therefore, instead of a rivalry, there should be friendship. There must be collaboration to achieve one common goal, welfare of the people. This once again is a malicious statement, as if all other professionals work for free and it is only the advocate who demands money, and all are truthful and only the advocates are corrupt. If all members of the society were truthful and only advocates were corrupt, do you think they would even last? Think about this. The fact is, many of the world leaders, Putin, Mahatma Gandhi, Fidel Castro, Obama, they were all advocates. The fact is, the advocates enjoy a dominant position in the society and they have many skills acquired after years and years of learning, and some of the critics cannot digest that. No problem. But one thing is for sure, there are many instances where many advocates have behaved in an unprofessional manner. It may be fabricating evidence, destroying evidence, or helping the criminals in committing the crimes, or helping the criminals in escaping liability, or making sure that the families are broken, or making sure there is some property dispute. Those kind of things, many of instances are there. But the whole point of the video is, just because a few have committed those wrongs, the entire profession cannot be blamed for the mistakes of a few people. So these are some of the criticisms and misconceptions about the legal profession. Hopefully, I have proved them wrong. So, I'll see you all in the next video.